Welcome back to Bitcoin Advisors channel. My name is Chris, bringing it to you here from Westlake Village, California. It's bright, it's early, and no, our office has not burned down yet, thank God. I want to start off with Bitcoin CMEs. We're going to take a look at what would cause us to become majorly bearish or majorly bullish here in the short term and the long term. Taking a look at the CMEs, that is the Chicago Mercantile Exchange Bitcoin futures. And that is where you're going to see a massive gap here. And I saw a very, very interesting analysis this morning coming in from Daniel at Chart Champion. Shout out to those guys. Really enjoying some of their content lately. But essentially looking for this to get tagged, coming in at 81,000 on CMEs, probably about 80,000 on, and for another lower high. You know, essentially, we want to see this level hold the top side of the CME futures, right? We don't want to see the gap filled. If the gap does get filled and we do something like this, bull market over, bearish, and we have to play the short side of the market and wait till next season. But if we do come down here, tag the top side of the gap, and it doesn't get filled, and then we make new all-time highs, well, that would be very, very good or bullish in the coming months. So a lot of people have questions about, well, what's going to happen when Trump takes office? Are they going to raise rates? Are they going to lower rates? And we do have some economic data coming out this week, which I think is important. One is the inflation data, consumer inflation expectations, big deal. PPI, that is not us. We got the 3-month and the 6-month T-bill auctions, but inflation is expected to come in at 3.1%. And this is kind of the good news is bad news time of the market. PPI month over month coming in at 0.4 previous month, and the consensus is 0.3%. And then you got core PPI and these guys down here. So in other words, if inflation comes in higher than expected, that in my opinion, would be bullish. If it comes in lower than expected, that would be bearish. And the reason is when inflation is higher than expected, you would expect if inflation comes in higher than expected, then there's probably a greater chance of a rate cut this year. I don't know if that makes sense, but that is my 2 cents on the economic front. But I think more importantly, we want to look at this very, very critical level, and something that it took me a long time to learn is that when volatility is declining, as you're approaching the green 55, that is when you get a bounce. That is when the bounces happen. So, very, very critical to hold here, coming in at 90,000 bucks. And you can see a pretty nasty wick. All the wicks have been getting picked up here. Volatility is starting to increase today, regaining the moving there. That is not what the bulls want to see. What the bulls want to see today is volatility to continue to decline, that moving average to start to slope downwards, and that could give us the bounce we want. This market has been very, very brutal. It wants to, just shaft everybody. So I would not, because so many people are bearish at the moment, I would not be surprised to see Bitcoin, take a leg up to the 618 or even the 786 coming in at 97 to 99,000. But otherwise, we may have had a bit of a wrong take here. But if we do not take out this low coming in here, right here, then it does like, higher highs and higher lows and trend continuation. Kind of maintaining the overall bullish macro upside structure. The other thing to consider is that since the takeout, not the Chinese takeout, but, since Bitcoin took out the all-time highs here, we are, we pumped 50% higher. So that would be the smallest pump ever in Bitcoin's history after making new all-time highs after a macro shift in trend, right? So obviously that was the highs of 2021. We can look at it kind of on a larger scale here. After making new all-time highs off of the 2017 macro high, how high do we go? 250%. After taking out this all-time high, oops, wrong tool. After taking out the 2013 macro high, we rallied, 1,500%. And after taking out these highs, whichever one you pick, either way you slice it, this would be the lowest or the smallest, macro bull run in Bitcoin's history. So, very, very likely, the bull market is not over, in my opinion. It would be completely healthy to come back and, perhaps retest the 21 at 78, 790, somewhere in that range. Other than that, the stock market is looking relatively weak and looking for NASDAQ to come down a bit more. Bitcoin dominance really shafting people in the altcoin sector here as we are making our way back into this wedge. That's, good for Bitcoin, bad for altcoins. Taking a look at Ethereum, Mr. Ethereum on the CMEs, higher term time frame. I guess we had this marked out and looking for a move down to 2,600 after we broke that level. We did say, that was the move off of the head and shoulders formation, which, to my own fault there, the head and shoulders formation on Bitcoin did not quite work out. But that's why you have to have those stop losses in place. And this was the big, kind of giveaway, the bearish engulfing candle on the daily. After that, you can see what happened, but the neckline coming in here on this head and shoulders is right here. And if we can reclaim, I would say, this area and put in a nice little higher low on, even the 15-minute time frame, it does look like it wants to pop back up short term, back up to 93,569. That would look good. But the bulls really want to get back above 96,000 bucks. We do need to reclaim this level. We do not want to reject here. We do not want to reject here at 93.6. As long as we can get back up into the inside be, more of a case for the bulls. But I do say that CMEs does look like, it does want to bounce, and the CMEs are where most of the professional traders are trading. And essentially what I'm looking for here is just a bounce up in the golden pocket, which is going to be somewhere in this zone. Let's mark it off here. But for, between the 786 and the 618, that would be boom, 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 boom. Really want to get bullish, right? You'd want to see something like this where we bounce here, bang, higher low, and then next proverbial target is in at 112,000. So any kind of a move like that, higher high, higher low, good for a trend reversal and a bit of a, upwards continuation for January. Lots going to happen this week. We've got more economic data coming out. Let's see what else is on the chopping block. I think Wednesday is the next big thing. Inflation rate month over month, core inflation, CPI. The CPI report, we did that one last year quite often. And often, surrounding these economic things or dates or, the Federal Reserve, Jerome Powell likes to get out and pump the market or dump the market. What else? Jobless claims, retail sales coming in on Thursday, 30-year mortgage rates. But I think the big one is going to be that, jobless claims on Thursday. And on Wednesday, the CPI report. And then let's see if Friday brings us other economic data that we need to keep our eyes on for a reversal. But, this would be a great day for a low to be put in. Mondays when the lows get put in, and then it's rally for the rest of the week. That's what we would like to see in Bitcoin land. Absolutely. A bit of a rally coming into the end of this month. The other thing is on the monthly, typically when you tick below that previous low, you do get that move down. So doesn't mean, nails in the coffin right here. But what I would say is just to be prepared for a lower high in this area and then continuation down. Remember the $6 billion worth of coins that, perhaps the good old, Democrats are going to try and sell and try and sabotage the market before the end of the year. I do believe if, price does come back into the $98,000 to $100,000 level, they probably will be getting off some sells because they probably have some people on their team now that, has a little bit more of a brain than previous times. Ethereum looking more bearish than Bitcoin. Really needs to hold that level here, coming in at about $3,000. Definitely going to look more on the bullish side if we can just hold that level, and then, maybe on a shorter term time frame, like a 15-minute or an hourly, we put in a higher low. And that's it from me, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you smash the like button and pass it on to a friend. If you want to learn how to trade crypto, take our crypto trading course at Bitcoin 101, how to stack sats using technical analysis. And today, anybody signs up, we're going to give you $50 off the VIP trading signals, free trading signals. All you got to do is click on the link in the description below, and then we will give you access to our premium paid signals port and get you $50 off. It is a great week and a great time to do that. So I wish you guys all a blessed and highly favored rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.